Page 31, Starlit Melody. They're not introducing too much new here. There's some little trickiness going on the bottom line. We'll have to talk about that. At the top, they want you to put a check mark on each measure, above each measure that has an interval of a third in it. I'll leave that up to you to give you a hint. The third measure, you have an F and a D. So that's a third. It's an interval of a third. 1, 2, 3. So you check mark that one, and any other measure in here where it's an interval of a third. Some of them are a little tricky. Look at the measure, what, 8? 7. Measure 7. You have it here and here. Well, that's an interval of a third. I mean, they're on separate stabs. Doesn't matter. It's still an interval of a third. 1, 2, 3. So you check that one. So some of them are a little tricky. Watch out, because the interval can be between the stabs. At the bottom, measure 15, you have the C and the E together. Well, that's pretty obvious. That's an interval of a third. And all those, at the last line, all of those are thirds. So lots of thirds in this. I told you where most of them are already. Let's look Starlit Melody over. It's 4 lines, 5 lines long. 5 lines long. Interesting, interesting. 4/4 time. I don't see any repeat signs anywhere. We're just going to play it straight through. We got quarter notes and half notes and whole notes. We can do that, hopefully. We got some trickiness going on at the bottom, and pedal is used at the bottom. We'll talk about that. I'll go ahead and do both hands together for the most part. I think we can, because they're only playing one hand at a time. So I'll do both hands together at the beginning. Your 5th finger's on G here. So I put your hand here. And the left hand, when it comes in, it wants the thumb on B. And on measure 4, you're here. So you're here. Make sure you know the names of all these notes in the music. It's important. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Originally, or at first, I connect everything. I play everything connected with the fingers. Now, I'll explain a little more about that when the music gets a lot more difficult. That's important. We'll do these slur lines later. When we get down to the bottom, this is starting at measure 15. We have the C and E together. And then from measure 16 on, they're saying lift. Well, they're telling you have to change hand positions. We have to move the hand. You do that by lifting. Don't lift way up, just enough to change hand positions. You're using 1 and 3 on all of these. You're just going up by steps all the way up to here. Now, this takes a little practice, and you'll have to decide what works best for you. But what I do when I have to move my hand and I'm dealing with multiple notes, and that's the same pattern, the hand is in the same position. It's 1 and 3 all the time. What I do is I focus on one finger, either finger, doesn't matter, and I keep my hand in that position. The other finger just goes along. I don't have to think about it so much. So here, if I focus on the thumb, and hold the hand in that position, the 3rd finger should do it. It just stays there and does its thing. That's how I do it. Now I could focus on the top note, because usually I'll focus on the melody note, and usually that's the top note. But if I do that, then the thumb should just do its thing. And I don't have to think about the 2 notes. Of course, I've been doing this for a million years, so it's a little easier for me. You take it slow and easy. Just think about what you're doing. Hold your hand in that position. You just go up 1 note. The thumb goes up 1 note. Then again, when you're ready, go up another note. Now, the danger here is that in trying to keep your hand in that position, you'll get tense. Because, oh no, I don't want to move it. I can hold it right there. So what we do is we flex the wrist. Don't move the whole arm and do this. Flex the wrist. Keep the arm still and just flex the wrist. Not way up, just enough to change notes. Flex the wrist. Do this with the wrist. Bum, bum, bum. Because Because if you move the wrist, you can't get too tense. The wrist won't let you. You can't be tense and move the wrist at the same time. It doesn't work. So just flex the wrist. That'll help to keep you relaxed. So the bottom line, your half notes, you're going to hold each one down for 2 counts, which is fine, but you're just going on up. Connect them as best you can. You got whole notes at the end, and then that last measure, the left hand, they tell you it's the lowest C on an 88 key piano. If you have a short piano, doesn't matter. Whatever piano you have, that's going to be the lowest C. So just play the lowest C you have. On here, it's thou. I don't know why they want that way, but they do. Okay. That doesn't have anything to do with stars or whatever, I guess. Once you have the notes, you can do that okay, and you work out the hesitations, it's steady. Then we add in the slurs. There's no accents here, it's just slurs. You're going to lift up between the slurs. So connect all of this. Then lift up. Like taking a breath. So lift up between the slurs. At the bottom, you have to disconnect these the way it's written. But we don't want a lot of space between them. Try and connect them. Then dynamics, well, MF is mezzo forte or moderately loud. Medium loud, whatever you think sort of loud is. And you're staying pretty much sort of loud until the very bottom. Measure 16 is soft, and they say grow louder or get louder, whatever. So you're going to gradually get loud until next to the last measure you're loud. So you're soft to measure 16, you're loud couple 3 measures later. You have to figure it out, because if you don't plan it out, you'll be loud by measure 17. So I'm loud already. That's too soon, so you have to plan it out. So it depends on the situation. Here, because we got measures involved, I'm going to do it a measure at a time. So measure 16 is going to be soft. Then I'm going to go up just a little bit to sort of soft, medium soft. Go up a little more to medium loud. Now loud. So I plan these out so that you don't get loud too soon. And then in the last measure, suddenly soft. Well, and it's very soft. I go very soft. Yeah. Don't know why, but okay, they want it. Then finally the speed. Well, they don't give you a speed. Oh, good luck. Whatever you think this, get into it, and how fast you think this can go, and watch the, and it's all got to be the same speed, so don't take it too fast at the beginning. And then get down to the bottom and slow down. It's the same speed throughout, so whatever you can play that last line correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, whatever. That's how fast you can go at the beginning. So you decide on the speed you want to take. And then, of course, they've added pedal. Oh, goody. You don't need pedal on this. It's fine without it, but they want it. Again, I guess they want the mushiness. You remember, if you're going to use pedal, use it for a reason, or don't use it. And here, the only thing I can think of is they want to blur everything together. You're kind of going up into the sky, up into space, and it gets blurry. That's their effect. All right. And again, I'm going to use that lag technique, like I taught you before, where the notes go down first and then the pedal. So here I'll measure 15, push the note down first and then the pedal. Here. Hold it down to the end and then raise it with the hands. And that's the pedal. That's cool. I'd like to play it with you slowly. Let's check the notes and the rhythms and all. I'm not going to do any pedaling because that'll mess it up. I need you to hear the beats or the notes. I'm not going to do any dynamics. We'll just play it all about the same. So I'll give us 4 counts. So let's play it together slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Off.